Welcome, and today we are playing Sacrifices Must Be Made. Now, this game in particular is special because it is actually a precursor to one of my favorite games of all time, which is Inscryption. So, Sacrifices Must Be Made was released on itch.io on December 3rd of 2018 for a game jam, and then was updated and kind of fixed on December 31st of 2018. And I have downloaded that version because I wanted the more stable version, but I have played through Inscryption. I've played the entire first section of the game. I am replaying the entire first section of the game, and then there's Casey's mod, which I'm also playing through currently, but I never got to experience what Inscryption was before, so that's why I kind of wanted to get my hands on this and play it and experience what the base was, because I have only experienced as it is, as like the developer wanted it to be, and never this. So without further ado, let's begin. Sacrifices Must Be Made. So it was originally created for Lenham Dare 43 by Daniel Mullins, and then they, updated it, and then they made Inscryption. So, and Inscryption came out, I believe, in 2020, which is amazing. First, draw your hand 3 cards. You go first, draw 1 more, play that squirrel card. Okay, so I can look at the board, which is nice. This is incredible. So, if you've never played Inscryption before, first of all, that's a mistake. If you like card games, go play it. It's incredible, it's amazing, it's got the right difficulty. Not here to yap about that. First off, the table is a lot smaller, because usually you have items on this side. The graphics are vastly different, but, and the cards look different as well. Can I see the cards? Yes, I can. Wolf, Stoat, Wolf. So I assume these are hand-drawn, currently, and then they get, vamped up in the full version. The squirrel looks the same though. Bam. He's a shrewd creature, but weak. Now grab the hobble. Stoat. Stoats cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. An honorable death. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. That's true. Hit the bell to start combat and end turn. Your stoat has nothing to oppose it. The left number on the bottom is its attack power. 1. The stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added 1 to the scale. You win if you tip my side all the way down. So, my turn. So, I've never played... Whoa. Now my starving man faces your stoat. He will fight it as men do. He dealt 1 damage. This is subtracted from the stoat's health. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. Now defeat me. So, first of all, I love Leshy's eyes in this one. Second of all, Leshy in the full game has actual creatures, which is really cool and really awesome for the storyboard that he does. That, though, makes him creepier. I would love to see a version of Leshy that is irredeemably evil. That is all his cards are his previous victims. That would be cool. I love the little brick. There was something I was gonna say about, Frack about the cards. I don't remember what it was though. Well, obviously it wasn't important. Interesting noises. I just want to hit the bell. Because you're learning, I will pass. Why? I am beating the... Okay. I'm beating the brakes off of you, but alright. You have Oh, you don't get to choose. That's annoying. In the full game, you get to choose if you want like a squirrel or a monster, which is, you look terrible. Thank you. When did you last eat? 7 days ago, if you'll believe it. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, I see you. So in the full game, the cat is actually one of my favorite cards because the tenacious cat, let's see if it does the same. Does not die when sacrificed. Yeah, so it usually has an infinity symbol in the full game, which makes it very useful because then you can place down a crap ton of cards very beginning of the game, and that helps. The Raven. Oh, a flying card. It flies over the creatures to attack directly. So this, instead of this, it has a bird symbol. That is scarier in this version. Probably could have placed these down better. Does that matter? No. Of course I win this round. I've beat you 1,000 times. If I lost a beehive, when it's attacked you will draw a bee. That's a good one. A warren, you will draw 2 rabbits when it's placed. 2. I think at the full game it's only 1. I prefer this one. Rabbits don't have any... I will remind you of my promise. If you win the final round, I will feed you. I prefer if you let me go free. You told me you were the only survivor of the crash. What? If that's true, then who is that behind you? I wouldn't know. This is definitely a much creepier version of Leshy and Inscryption, because in the full game of Inscryption, the game is centered around like an old game that has this old, it's like called old code or something on it, and it's like I think Casey works at this company, and she found Inscryption, started playing with it, started modifying it, and then got let go, and they kind of buried Inscryption. And so years later this dude finds it, and he starts like documenting his playing and discovery of what it's in, and the Inscryption, like Leshy and PO3, and like all the other ones, they are sentient, and that's kind of the story of Inscryption. But this one is significantly darker, and I would have loved to see... You dare lie to me in my forest? I didn't lie. Hunter? I didn't lie. Oh, shit, never mind. I would love to have seen where this version was gonna go. You are losing. Slightly. Will you relax? But I will allow you to tip the scales. What is that? I mean, I'm not losing currently. I have a plan for this. I'm losing now. Stew. I mean, I think he obviously wants me to use this. I want to see where this goes, though. Because if you die in the if you die in the base, in the actual game, it's not a lot different. He takes a picture of you, because that's how he creates his cards. I would like to see what happens here. I'm gonna fight through this and see if we can get through it. I don't plan on losing, but I have the feeling the game wants me to lose. I think that's loss, right? Yes, I do lose. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing? I merely assumed. I mean, okay. Does it reset me back where, like that game, or am I gonna have to go through all of this all over again? No, it's the same game. Okay. Same game, same dialogue. I am losing. I will tip the scales. What does it do? Because in the full game, it's the eyeball, and it's still the eye. That ought to even things out. In the full game, that noise is a lot more aggressive in the ears. I really cannot see. Good graciousness. I'll laugh if I still lose. Okay. What happened to my strategy? I held up a lot better before. That thing's gonna hit for 2. Does it really matter? I wanna know. So it seems like in this variation of the game, you like crashed in a forest and like I guess came to this guy for help, and he was like, no, you're my prisoner now, and on top of that, you're not freaking eating until you beat me at this card game. Which is interesting. I guess we need to see the ending before, like, definitively knowing. Ooh. I mean, it's the same thing. He's just gonna kill this one. I do win again. Can I choose an eyeball? An adder, an elk. It moves after attacking, I know that. And I know the adder kills. Is it still? It is still pain. I think the elk's better. Is that a bad decision? Possibly. But I have never liked the adder. It's just too weak. How's your new eye? Better. I see your child there behind you. It also looks hungry. If you beat me now, we will eat. My child? Can I actively look behind me? No, okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. That's not what I was hoping for. I will offer my knife to you again. Be careful when you use it. I will try. You will not have a great hand after. Okay. I also love that when he actually does talk, sometimes it sounds like he's laughing. Oh, that doesn't give me a B? Okay. Hello. It's not gonna help in the long run. Or well, with what I'm dealing with right now. Shoot. I mean... Okay. Idea. Oh! Suffice to say, that does not happen in the game. In the That doesn't happen in Inscryption. Okay. Hungry child, a starving man. Oh. Oh, this story is so much creepier. Leshy is so much more villain than he is in Inscryption. So, from what I have, let's say car crash. Somebody was drunk driving, I guess. No evidence of that, but that's what I'm gonna say. Somebody was drunk driving, we got into a car crash, we thought we were the only survivor, we got to Leshy's house to get help. He captured us or lured us in with the promise of help and food and, you know, whatever, probably nursed us back to health in some way, and then went to the scene of the crash, found that the child and the friend or husband or whatever was still alive, or the wife, was this starving man, also nursed them back to health, put you in this game table after not feeding you for a amount of time, said, beat me at this card game, and then here you go, here's your menu, you either get to eat your husband or your child. Doesn't matter which one I pick. That's a vile choice to actually put someone through. Whatever. How very noble. What do you mean? Much like the stove. It crashed. Or it didn't crash, it closed. The knife pull, and then nothing? But what happens if you pick the kid, though? Hold up. Wait, I gotta know. So there is a way to do it without severing your hand. I almost expected a voice line of like, you didn't give up as much as I thought you would for the sake of your hunger or something. Okay, let's kill the kid. Alright, so just the only change is like it just doesn't, he doesn't say how noble. Like the stoat, which actually carries into the Inscryption itself, where the stoat, the dung beetle, and the wolf all have personalities because they're all the different consciousnesses within the game itself. So I'm not gonna lie, of course I love Inscryption, but I do really like the direction that the original was going, and I don't know if it's because of certain aspects of, like, hard to explain. I don't know if it's like I know Inscryption and I know the storyline and therefore it's not as, like, cool and awesome, because I'm well aware of it, and just like seeing Inscryption with a different storyline is the interesting bit, or if this storyline intrigues me more than the other one does. And to be honest, yes and no. Because with Inscryption, once you beat the actual, like, first step of the game, you get Casey's mod, which is like a plethora of information, and it gets more difficult, well, I think it gets more difficult to beat each time you run through it. So the first time there'll be like a challenge of like, you start with one coin on your side already, like each match. And then it gains challenges every time you beat all the way through the game. So, and every time you get information. So I really like that aspect of it because it gives the game replayability, and I love replaying Inscryption. I'm even replaying the main storyline just to see, you know, if different choices give you different endings. And I love that. So it's a yes and no, push and pull kind of thing. I would have loved to see where the developer would have gone with the story that they, like, originally created, whether they would have taken it, if they would have taken it further, what it would actually have become, and how evil Leshy would be, because he's vile in this one. He's a lot more aggressive than in Inscryption, where Inscryption is, he's got a warmer personality. He's one of the four consciousnesses that, like, I really love throughout it. PO3 is the worst out of them all, but like they all have they all have their character and personality, and Leshy's was like one of my favorites, obviously because you spend that much time with him. But like, to see that different change in Leshy to where he's like this really evil character in here is very interesting to me, and I would like I said, I would have loved to know if the developer wanted to take this version further, what that would have become. But I'm not mad that in the end Inscryption is what it is, because it's a very, very good game. So yeah, I'm just glad I got to, I found this and I got to play it, because, you know, it gives like a whole new perspective on what Inscryption was in 2018, what it became in 2020, and where it stands now, which is still a great game. But yeah, if I could, like, want one thing out of this, it's just to, like, reach into the developer's brain and know, if this had gone further, what would Inscryption look like with this storyline in it. But I guess we'll never know. But yeah, thank you for sitting down, thank you for watching, and thank you for hopefully enjoying as much as I did, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.